Hi everyone, it's me again. I'm Alan. Nice to meet you all again. Today we have a new guest speaker. So Keisha is a second year student in University of Western Ontario in Canada. She's currently majoring in Media Information and Technoculture program. So let's say hi to her. Hi, Keisha. How are you today?
Hi, Alan. I'm good.
In your video, you mentioned that when when you choose this program, it's very important for you to choose based on your interest. So, may I know how do you know your interest before your admissions, before all the application?
For me, I kind of knew since grade 11 of like what I wanted to do in university because grade
Mm,
11 and grade 12 is when you have to decide on like certain courses that you would have to take because I was in the International Baccalaureate program. So I had to choose certain courses that would kind of help me lead onto my university career.
mm,
So you would have to kind of have an idea of like what your interest would be.
mm,
For me, I was interested in like watching a lot of, drama shows and a
mm,
lot of production, writing. I like to read. So media was a
mm,
really good fit for me.
mm,
There are also people that are, like, oh, my parents are telling me to do this, and they're like, oh, I have to do this because like they expect me to do this. Some
mm.
people that I know of that are from Hong Kong, um,
Right.
they didn't have a lot of pressure when they had to choose their school programs.
Mm,
So it was more based on what they were interested in. But compared
mm.
to friends that I have in Canada, a lot of their parents kind of gave them like a few choices, and just have to pick one.
Mm. Are these students in Canada like a Canada, or are they like a Asian student who's grew up in grew up in Canada?
Oh, Asian students who grew up in Canada. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So I think that it's still a bit common for the Asian families to have a lot of influence on the study
Yeah.
decision, right?
Yeah. I
Mm,
think for the majority of Asian families here in Canada, there will be like four choices and then pick one.
mm,
Yeah.
mm. So regarding your admissions, did you need to like hand in or provide any media portfolio to the university?
Um, for a few of my applications, I think I had to,
Mm,
because I think for one of my applications for UBC, I had to submit a media portfolio. It's kind of like you can submit artwork or like a
mm,
video production or like a written assignment, just things
mm,
like that to give them an idea of like what you're capable of in term and your level of creativity, etc. But for most of my applications, I didn't have to submit a media portfolio. They just mostly look at my grades.
oh, okay. So do you know this university? Like, do you do a lot of research about this university before? Or you know that because of your friends, because of family, your relatives there?
For when I applied for the
Mm,
university.
right.
Um, I feel like this applies to a lot of schools, not only in Hong Kong, but in Canada as well, is that like for high school, I mean, but
Mm,
they would provide like university fairs for students to kind of
right.
explore like the different universities. That was really helpful for me back in Hong
Mm,
Kong and in Canada as well.
mm,
I was exposed to like a lot of university fairs, so I was able to pick and choose a lot of the um, and see which one I wanted to apply to. So
right.
it was really helpful in terms of that.
Hmm.
And in terms of research, you would also like understand kind of like where your um, your program is in terms of like ranking at a university because everybody would want to get into a good program at a good university.
Mm,
So there was that as well, but it was also based on not only that but like
mm,
this program at this university can provide, like
Mm,
in terms of like courses or like opportunities, support and all that. That was
mm,
also very important as well.
mm. How many universities or programs did you apply for during your admissions process?
I think I applied to 8 or 9, I think.
Wow.
Yeah, I've had friends that applied to like 10 to 12 universities. Yeah, but to apply for Canadian universities, you have to pay like 50 Canadian dollars per per program, I think. So you would have
Mm.
to pay.
So do you need to submit all the application form, resume individually to the university? Am I right?
No, actually, in Canada, we have a system called OUAC, so OUAC. It's
Oh,
like
UAC.
Ontario University's admission center.
Mm,
And what you do is uh, you have your university counselor upload your grades onto the
mm,
system,
mm,
and you put in all your own personal information
mm,
and etc. like that, and you would apply for these certain universities. And I think for some you would have to do like a separate kind of where they require you to submit like extra documents, like an
mm,
extra essay or something like that. They would
mm,
give you an account for the university so that you could submit through that. I didn't
mm,
have to go through any of that, but some of my friends had to do that.
mm,
So it depends on the program and the university as well. But
mm,
basically, it's all automatic.
mm. So what attracts you to study in University of the Western Ontario?
Um, Firstly, for me, I looked at the courses that
Mm,
my program provides me. For my program at Western, it's a rather small program, around like 200 students per year.
mm,
So it's not a lot of students, but I was interested in like the kind of electives that they provided.
mm,
So it was really interesting. It was really fun because, like you wouldn't want to take like electives that you're not interested in, or like you're gonna have a hard time in. So
mm,
there were electives that I took. There was a production elective that I took first year,
mm,
and um, second year I took a social movement in media um, elective. It was really interesting. Um, and I'm taking a kind of like a marketing elective
mm,
in the second semester. So these are all like to my interest. So like I would enjoy to take these courses. So it's really
mm,
important to kind of have an idea of the courses that they provide you. But
mm,
also for me, I also looked at campus. Western's campus is really, really pretty. I feel like it's one of the top campuses in
mm,
Canada in general. Um, so there was that as well. And for me, I also looked at the city and like kind of like the vibe it gave me, whether like I would enjoy living in that city, because like 4 years of university stuck in the same city is gonna be quite a while. So
right.
you also have to like, would you be kind of happy staying in the city, or like would you get bored of it, something like that. And food is also important. I didn't really look at this when I chose my university, but thankfully London, Canada, they have a lot of they have decent like Chinese food and Asian food to eat. So
Oh,
like
right.
I'm pretty satisfied.
So you don't have any homesick there.
No, I don't think so, because I feel like the Asian population in London is also pretty high, not compared to like Toronto or like Vancouver, but
Mm.
it there's a big amount as well.
So in general, what are the strengths of this school, of this university?
I say they have a really tight community. Um,
Mm,
for me at least, I feel like I've made a lot of friends through school, not just through like
mm,
my program, but also through clubs as well. And it's very diverse. So you get to meet like different kinds of people. But obviously, if you join clubs um, like a Canadian Asian club, or like I also joined the Hong Kong Student Association. So there's a lot of
Mm,
Canto speakers there as well. Um,
mm.
Obviously, you would make friends based on that. But
Yeah, sure.
I like that the school community is very diverse, and I feel it apply. I don't know if it applies to everybody, but I feel um, the academic advisors in my faculty, when I'm
Mm.
like freaking out over like like academic stuff, when I feel like I don't know what to do, like I feel like going to academic advising for my faculty, they're really helpful in terms of helping me to like think about what I'm doing academically.
That is good. So I think your school has also given you a lot of supports and
Yeah.
opportunities to help you to learn and develop your own interest. So
Yeah.
what kind of any other opportunities, study opportunities does your university offer to you?
They offer exchange programs, and for my program, they offer an internship that you can apply for third
Mm,
year. For exchange and internship, they mainly look at your grades because they believe that if you don't have like a decent grade, like
mm,
you wouldn't be able to handle like the workload, or like studying in a different environment, because at the same time you would have to adapt
mm,
to a new country if you were to do an
mm,
exchange. Um, for our school, you would do an exchange third year or fourth year. So I'm pretty sure applications are still open for that, but
mm.
that's an opportunity. And for Western, I know it's not for all programs, but I know for engineering, the program itself, they have to do a co-op. So it's kind of like a work study program where you like work for a semester and then study for a semester.
What do you mean by co-op? So you work in the company while you are studying, or you will,
Um, Co-op is kind of like you work for a semester, and then you would have to like do like these work reports and then submit it to the university, because co-op is kind of like part of your program. You have to fulfill it,
right?
right? So
Oh,
once you do that work opportunity, you go back next semester. It depends on the module that you choose as well.
right.
For engineering
Mm,
students, I have a few friends in that, and they would have to work for a semester and then study for a semester. Or
mm,
yeah, like it depends on the order as well.
mm. Do they need to do any research for the company after the work, right? During the work, I mean.
Um, I feel like it depends on like their job for their company, but I've had friends in a different co-op program at a different university,
Mm,
and they just finished their co-op term, and what
mm,
they had to do was they had to kind of write a work report on like their co-op, and like based on like a topic of their choosing. I'm not pretty sure how that
mm,
works, but it's for grades as well.
mm,
So
mm, mm,
it's like
mm,
a
mm.
pass or fail kind of thing. I'm
Yeah.
not sure how it works at Western, but
Mm,
I'm pretty sure it's something similar.
mm, mm. Does your school provide you a list of companies to apply for the internship, I mean,
Internship. I'm
work
not
placement?
sure about that one, but
Mm,
I think they do. And also, sometimes you might want to go and find one on your own as well.
right.
But I'm pretty sure they do.
Mm. That's nice. I mean, it's very important for university to have this kind of opportunities, exchange
Yeah,
and work. Well,
yeah.
for myself, I love exchange more. Then I can actually do exchange somewhere else in other countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think before I did an exchange for 1 year. Usually it was just like half year, but I try to get I try to ask the
A
school,
full
can I
year.
have another half year for me, please? Yeah. So
Yeah,
usually
the
only
unfortunate
half year as well.
um it depends on what you want, where you want to go, what you want to do. Like it also depends on the university for the other exchange program in like the country. Like, do they provide a full year or like half a semester or like
Oh,
summer term as well? Unfortunately, I know last year exchanges were canceled because of the pandemic,
oh, right.
so
Ah,
that
yeah, I
was
see.
very unfortunate.
Yeah.
They started applications this year, but I'm not sure if they're going to cancel again this year. Yeah.
Ah, finger crossed, please.
Yeah.
Well, when now we're talking about the pandemic, I think we have to pause here a bit because in the next episode, Keisha is going to share more about her life during this pandemic situation. Where she has already mentioned a few of her activities, like hanging out with friends. But let's go deeper and talk about her life there, her studying life, and the teaching style in Canada. So let's see each other in the next episode. Thank you, Keisha. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.